So I'm going to say that one more time. We have an amazing guest here today on Conversations with Courageous Cancer Warriors. And I have to tell you, I'm kind of obsessed. She's become one of my favorites. Mrs. Julie Udell. Did I say that right?
Ms., but that's good.
Sorry. I don't know why that Mrs. came out, but yeah. So Julie, guys, you know, I talk about this all the time about my struggle is real with clothes and all that. So Julie is a personal stylist, and she allows us to be amazing and look fantastic, and just really, she just helps us looking great and feel great and all the things that we need to do. So today's conversation is going to be about just that. Julie, you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Julie Udell, and I am a style strategist because I really think that your style is all about who you are and expressing yourself. It's not about fashion so much as it is about style and being true to yourself. So I originally started out in retail, and I started out as a sales associate. We had no mirrors in the fitting rooms. I worked in high-end retail, so it was very high touch, clienteling, building their wardrobes, and I learned about body types. I learned about what colors look best on people, and I also learned how to listen, actively listen to what people's needs were, and be able to fulfill their needs for what they were asking for. And then I quickly moved up in that business into executive retail, into multi-level store management on the district and the regional end. But my heart always laid in ready to wear and women's ready to wear. So when I was in working on the holidays, the executives were always required to work Black Friday. I would say, put me in the fitting rooms, let me work with the customers. And it was so much fun because it was like the Pied Piper back there with them. And I would just make it a party with everybody that was in the fitting rooms. So when retail, they call it the retail apocalypse, change is happening. And I knew I was at the cusp of doing some transition. And I came to the decision that it was time for me to go out on my own. I thought a lot about coaching because I had been very, very instrumental in developing people. That was what my job entailed. And I always said I had a legacy of talent and I love people, but I love the styling. And I was styling my friends and working in their closets for them. And I said, I'm going to make this my business. So I launched Styling with Julie, and here I am.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now, okay, so we have so much to talk about today.
Oh.
So I love that you got started, and I love like what you represent, and I love the fact that, you know, you made that distinction between fashion and style. Mm-hmm. So what is the one thing that you find that you always kind of need to, for lack of a better word, correct with people? Like, what's the one thing, if any, you know, for people to take home today?
Wow, that's a really good one. The one thing is to be true to yourself. Mm-hmm. So I always have my clients describe their style in 3 words. And that becomes your style personality guide. And then we take those 3 words and we expand it and we build it out to looks and what that means for their lifestyle. But your clothes should fit your lifestyle. A lot of people have a closet full of clothes that they can't wear. Mm-hmm. Because they don't match the percentage of their lifestyle. We're working from home right now, and there's a lot of people with a closet full of suits that they're not wearing. That's so it needs to fit your lifestyle, and it needs to be true to who you are. And that's where I say the fashion and the trend. If there's a fashion trend, like I like animal print, wear it. But if you don't like it, and because you think it's in style, you're not going to feel authentic and true to yourself. Yeah. So I say find your style, personality, and use that as your guide to what you're purchasing and why.
Yeah, definitely. Now we also we talked a little bit offline about this, about like just overall fit of clothing, right? Right now, a lot of people can't go shopping in the mall. It's not an option. So what is a workaround like for that?
To know your body type and to understand what your body type is. And then if you are shopping online, the best thing to do is to read the measurements against the size. So you go into the size guide and then read, and then even measure yourself against it. And then read the reviews, because the reviews will tell you if it runs large, if it runs small, go up or down a size, it's short, and that will help you knowing what your needs are. But if you know what your body type is, and then you understand what cuts fit and flatter you, it's a lot easier to shop, even shop online. I oftentimes will look at something and say, I love that, but it's a pencil skirt and I'm a triangle. So my shoulders and waist are smaller than my hips and thighs. And a pencil skirt just never works on me. I could have it in my closet. I put it on, I take it off. And if I do wear it, I don't feel good all day. I'm uncomfortable because it just doesn't feel, when I see myself, I don't see the parts I want to accent. You know,
Yeah.
I see my hips and it just feels snugger and things like that. So understanding that I can get that skirt, but in an A-line cut, or even a tulip cut is going to be much more flattering on me. And I can still replicate that look without having to go to that cut.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so for this event, you actually created a Pinterest page. Is this the kind of tips and things that you have on there?
My Pinterest page it's growing. I have like 3 of them. So I'm trying to put everything into my Transform with Style page.
Yeah.
So I've done, when I have conversations on my Facebook Lives and different things like that, I'll create a page for it. Or in my Facebook group, I'll create a page to showcase. Like I did bubblegum pink because that's a big color for the trend right now.
Yeah.
So I created a cute little board for that. But I do have a body type style guide, and that is going to be in the show notes for you guys to take home today.
I love it. Now, we started this conversation. We had a mutual friend connect us. Thank you, Carol. And we had a long conversation because everyone that knows me knows about my struggle, or at least they should kind of, maybe, if not, they're going to know about it now. So after surgery, right? Like I didn't expect to go to surgery. I had 2 weeks to make that happen. And one of the things that they asked me was like, okay, do you want implants or no implants? Like you're about to have surgery. Like, what do you want us to do while we're in there?
Mm-hmm.
And I had decided at the time that I was going to go and get reconstructive surgery because I didn't want to regret it later. And I knew it was easier for me to put them in and have them taken out than try to do it later when I'm completely healed. Yeah. So I went for it. But there were a lot of things about it that I didn't expect. One of them is that because of how my implants and where they're located, they don't move, right? And I didn't realize as a woman, guys I know you have other things that is similar that you could, this all goes hand in hand, but like you kind of move yourself into clothing, right? Like you do the little shimmy, whether you're putting your jeans on or a top, or you're trying to get your bikini right, whatever it is. And I realized I'm like, I can't do that. And so I would go and I would buy clothes and they wouldn't fit me because I can't position anything anywhere. And I hated it. So while my friends came over, my sisters came over my house, like I just let them go shopping through my closet because I'm like, I can't wear this stuff anymore. Right. So I am now at a point where I am struggling with trying to find the basics. I've been able to figure out, bathing suits, bikinis, especially now that I live in Florida, but like trying to find a bra that's comfortable and still cute, like just is so hard. So we had this conversation offline and you gave a recommendation and I would love for you to share that now.
Yes. And there's a lot to that because, we have to, all of us, start with foundations. And if you don't have the right foundations, your tops don't fit right. It really is like when you build a house, you have to have a firm foundation. And the same thing for when you're building a wardrobe, you have to have a firm foundation. Like I have my, Invisalign underwear for when I'm wearing certain pants that are a little tighter. I don't want the lines to see. I have, my bras with the T-straps and the different styles for that for me. And the same thing for you. It starts with a firm foundation. And I know that after reconstructive surgery, there is that recovery time. I would just recommend that you follow your doctor's advice at that time. And, you wear what they recommend until you're healed. They can also recommend shops for you to go to, but buying a bra is not an art. It is an art. It's really, and it's not a science. So bra sizes are not standard and they can be confusing. So you have different sizes across different brands and different styles within those brands. So think of it as like when you're shopping for jeans, that, you don't always wear the same size jeans in a different brand. Like
Right.
I could be a size 6 at the Gap, but then I could go to 7 for Mankind and I'm a 10 because
Right.
of the way their cuts are. They're much different. And
It's
so
the worst feeling in the world, isn't it? You're like,
I
no, I
know.
don't want these anymore.
And you wouldn't buy a pair of jeans that you haven't already tried on, without checking them out. You wouldn't buy them without knowing that they're going to fit. And the same thing goes for a bra. So you have to make sure you have the right fit and you have to try them on, and you have to get measured. That's the best way to do it. But there's certain things and elements with bras that are really important. So especially for after reconstructive surgery, that's the band. It's the most important. And it holds your bra in place and it wraps around your chest and it needs to run parallel to the floor for it to hold you. And I know when you don't have any movement, that band is really important, to make you feel like you're in there and that you're comfortable in that. Wide bands are usually the work best. And then there are bands with Velcro, so you can customize the size and the fit depending on what you're wearing. And then cups with the shape of the cup. And there's different things. If you have a prosthesis or something like that, there's a lot of options for that. But I just say, you want a cup that's going to be lighter, less, you don't need a lot of formation, so a lighter, less lining, but a warm lining, I always say. And then straps should be wide and adjustable, because you want to make sure that it's going to hold that bra in place. And you just don't want it to cut into your shoulders. That's the thing. If you see that divot in your shoulders, then you know it's not the right strap for you. Front closures are really good.
Yeah.
And stay away from underwires.
Yes.
Because there's a numbness that happens and you don't know if it's cutting into you. Plus, like you said, they don't move. So you can't get that underwire to fit right.
They sit on top, like you can't get them in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible. And it's something I never considered, but yeah.
Because I mean, for most of it tells us to pick them up and squish them in there, and get them, and that's what they tell you to do. But when it's a stationary thing, you can't really do that. So stay away from underwire and choose soft, luxurious fabrics, so it feels like a second skin and something that maybe is breathable as well. I love cotton because it keeps you warmer, and implants are usually cold. So you want to, think about that. So a nice soft lining, and then just fit and feel. If you could sleep in it, then it's probably going to be, a good bra for you. I highly recommend that you get an in-person fitting, or if you have to go online, but you can go to a lot of different resources and different boutiques, or even Nordstrom's to get an in-person fitting. And then there's online fitting tools. My Bra Size Calculator is a really good one, and it's a favorite of mine. But for bras, I think bralettes are about the best. And there's so many different kinds, and you can get the long line lace bras, if you want a longer band. You don't want something that's going to cut you off right here. That all depends on your body type. You know, if you're an apple, you might want a different type of or a circle, you might want a different type of lace, a longer band or something like that. So thinking about your body type, your rib cage, those kinds of things. Some of the bras that I love are Intimo Fortuna. It's a front closure bralette, and that's at intimo.com. Kubi, the yoga bras, they're like $22. They make a great just little bralette at a really good price. And then Everjay is another brand that has some good bras for reconstructive surgery. My favorite website is Anano, and they have designs for all kinds of reconstruction. And you can talk to a fit expert. They have a 30-day return policy, so they're really good. Nordstrom has a great return policy. You can get, you know, an in-store specialist to help you at Nordstrom. You can probably even call ahead and make an appointment if you're feeling like you really want some privacy. Third Love, they have a lot of underwires, but you have to look, but they have a really nice sizing calculator, and they have a 90-day return policy.
Okay. Good to know. I've heard about them multiple times from multiple different people. I did visit their website, but I'm really excited about the, well, I love the fact that they have a 90-day policy that they, you know, they customize the fit for you, but I haven't personally tried it, but I know people who absolutely love it. And, you know, one of the things that you said that's key is to definitely know the return policies. And that's why you said, like, you love Nordstrom's, because they don't, you know, they don't give you a hard time, right?
Right.
I love it.
Yeah. And there's a couple others. Soma's really good, and they're very helpful in the fitting rooms as well. And they even have you can buy it, but it's it's got a computer in it, and you put it on and it takes your measurements.
Oh.
And then you really get a custom bra from that, which is pretty cool. Activewear, Title IX, they carry a plethora of different activewear bras, so it's a great resource. Athleta, Lululemon has some. I would just say for activewear bras, get a front zip, especially if it's early. They're, you know, or a closure. The overhead ones are hard to get on. And
you can't get them off.
Yeah,
you might get them on, but you can't get them off.
Yeah, you need help.
So I can tell you, like, I did it once, and it literally, I couldn't, like, poor Dan and what he has gone through, because I was almost in tears because I didn't have the motion, right? It's the range of motion of trying to get them off. That so I lived in front closure bras for over 2 years after surgery. I would sleep in them because I felt like I couldn't sleep without, you know, without them either.
Right. But, you know, we don't always want a front zip bra, because it doesn't look good over, you know, with the clothes over it and stuff like that. So, you know, but then I would also say, when you're looking at online, or you're shopping in a activewear store, think low compression. You don't need a high compression bra. So think for low impact activities. So when they say, so like yoga and Pilates, bras that are made for those activities are good bras for you. So think about that. The high compression, you're going to feel really, unless you feel like you really need that. If you're running or something and you just really want no bounce at all, then I would go with a high compression, but I would only do it for the activity that you're looking for.
Yeah, and definitely for those of you who have gone through something similar, like for me, if they move, it hurts.
Yeah.
Right. Like, part of the reason why I moved to Florida is because the cold hurts. So when the muscle, because the implants are underneath my muscle, anytime that muscle moves or constricts, right? It's just like with push-ups, which I never thought I couldn't do again. It is one of the most painful things you'll ever experience. So when I was in the cold and everything would constrict, I couldn't even, like, be with myself. So the key point of you saying, like, make sure you get really soft fabrics, make sure you get them something that's warm to support you, especially if you live in a colder climate is really, really key. Front zips, the way to go. And, you know, one of the things that we struggle with, especially in the beginning, right? None of the functional stuff that we really, really need is nice. So we get to a point where we're like, we just lost part of our femininity. We feel like mutilated. We have a problem and we have to get through our emotions around it. But like, we also want things that are just really feminine and fun. So what's your advice on looking for stuff, for somebody, especially now, right? Like it's Valentine's Day this weekend. There's so many things that are coming up that there's so many advertisements. So what's a good way, like what's like a good solid, you can't go wrong style with like something like that?
The bralettes, because you can get the feminine, you can get the lace, and have a plethora of different backs. So if you really want to show off that bra and maybe wear a tee back, and then they have lace backs, they have the interlaced different, styles in the back. So you can really show off the bra if you want, or you can have just that piece of lace coming out, or the different, so they have a lot of different styles. And I would say the bralette is going to make you feel the most feminine. And they can go from a plunge to more coverage, to a scoop neck. There's so many different styles in the bralette that there is one for you that's going to work for you.
Yeah, you also will have, so you have your website and you have all the information that we could possibly want to know is there. And it's stylingwithjulie.com. And super simple, and I love it. And what I love about your website and what I love about your services is that you have services for all price points. Like, it's remarkable. There's nothing more that'll turn people off than having one at a really high rate, right? So, but what I love that you've done is you'll actually go and help people organize their closets and like keep specific key pieces and arrange wardrobes. And then like you spoke to my heart when you have a travel pack and go.
Yeah.
This lady like knows me, like I feel we're kindred spirits. So tell us a little bit about what you offer.
So, and I'm actually offering, it's probably going on my website next week, a quarterly for people who are visible and really want to elevate their brand and keep their brand. So that full package that I offer, from discovering your style to optimizing and organizing that closet, to elevating and expanding with shopping right and smart, to creating that wardrobe, this takes you even further with updating for your brand to keep you from brand boredom, seasonal changes, getting in front of the camera, photo shoot ready, how to travel, what to pack if you are going to speak somewhere and you need that 4-day wardrobe for a seminar that you might be doing, and different things like that. So really walking you through that your whole style and keeping you current and keeping you updated, because we have a tendency to get stuck. And we and people are very black and white oftentimes with their wardrobe. So if we have guidelines and say this, then they stick with that. So this helps you to not get stuck in that. But I also, will do your closet and do a closet edit and leave you with a couple looks so that you can get a good idea. I love to personal shop for people and help them with their personal shopping and do all those things. And then the travel pack and go is really just an edited version of wardrobe creation. It's teaching you how to take 9 or 10 pieces on a trip and create over 30 outfits, and how, there's room in your suitcase for more. So, because we always shop when we're on vacation. So we want to bring things home, but we always take too much. We come home and say, I never wore that.
Right.
And this teaches you to stay current. You don't feel like you're wearing the same thing over and over again, because you're wearing everything 3 different ways. And that's ultimately what your wardrobe should be anyhow. I call it the power of 3: top, bottom, overpiece, and how you can mix and multiply that by 3. That's 9 pieces, 30 outfits, and how you can do that with your whole closet to create just a very varied wardrobe without always having to buy new and replenish and replace.
And then you also provide, accessories and all that. Like it's just a one-stop shop of like,
We do your drawers. We do, like you should keep your bras a certain way in your drawer. I love Marie Kondo. I'm not as militant as she is, but I have, I do roll my stuff in my drawers now, and it's so much easier to see what I own and to see what I'm not wearing and get rid of things. So I love to help people with their drawers. Shoes are critical. Shoes are part of your wardrobe, and like the Europeans buy really good shoes and take care of them. And we should buy really good shoes and take care of them, based on our budget, but we should invest in shoes. And then everybody has a style of shoes. I have a friend who loves brogues. I have another client who loves brogues, the lace up Oxford style shoes. I love them. I can't wear them. They don't look good on me and they're not authentic to me. So everybody has a style in shoes, and then accessories can make or break an outfit. You can have a style with a white t-shirt, blue jeans. It's the belt, it's the shoes, it might be the earrings, the necklace, the scarf. How you accessorize that outfit is gonna express your style and change how you look.
Yeah, so true. And I think that's, we kind of, right now for me, right, putting on a pair of jeans and putting on my booties and doing the belt is like dressing up, right? We're not really going anywhere. We're not doing anything. My wardrobe consists of either shorts or yoga pants, right? So I'm like, I have this longing to just want to go and get dressed up and put heels on and be pretty and have fun. And it's just so hard. So what is the small little tip that for us, especially for the people who are in lockdown again, right? Like what is something that you would say to just lift their moods up a bit?
Luxe loungewear. And there's all different kinds, but like the soft spun knits that, and now they're making them in joggers, they're making them in wide legs. So there's one for everybody. They're not yoga pants, they're not leggings, and, but they're comfortable and cozy. So you feel like you're wearing your sweats around the house, but it's just look up Luxe loungewear and you'll find a ton. And you can find button-down sweaters, you can find t-shirts for you. There's t-shirts, but they might have like a little satin around the top, so it makes you feel more feminine. And there's the sweaters now and the lighter and the t-shirts and stuff with the puff sleeves, and that's a little feminine adding in there. So I would say do the Luxe loungewear, check that out. I bought myself a pair of satin joggers over the holidays because I wanted to feel sassy, but I wanted to be comfortable around the house. And so I got myself a cute pair of, satin joggers to wear. And that was how I elevated. And then the Luxe loungewear, I find, soft and cozies, but in elevated materials and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's key. And I think that that's something, thank you for pointing that out, because the material, the fabrics that really just speak to how it makes you feel too, like outside of the look, but it's also how it sits on you, about how it, feels against your skin, and how, I know it's kind of like a cashmere sweater, right? It's one of those things that it's just like, I love it. And it's like, it makes me crave cold weather just to be able to wear it. So,
well, and for you Florida girls, they have shorts. They have the Luxe loungewear sets in shorts now. And so you could get a really cute, loungewear outfit in shorts. And then you could go for your walks in that outfit and feel fine. Put on your kickers and there you go.
I love that. I love that. So, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. Is there people can find you on your website, stylingwithjulie.com. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave us with today?
Well, just everyone has style, and a lot of people think they don't. And, or a lot of people think, oh, it's not for me. And, I say what I do is an inside out job, because how you feel inside is how you project on the outside, but sometimes we need a little help. So sometimes we just need to make ourselves look better on the outside. And then, it has that effect where we feel better. Like I used to tell my associates, smile till your eyes crinkle, because you would feel better. And the same thing, take the effort to put on something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel true and authentic to yourself. and you're going to feel better. And if anybody needs help, I have a brand style review that I do with people, to determine, what styling needs you might need. And I'm always here to help. And they can check out my Facebook page, Transform with Style, join my Facebook group, Transform with Style Society. I do a lot of, every day there's a little learning in there and fun tips and hints. So, just, the goal is to feel comfortable, confident, and styled.
Yeah.
So that's what I would leave you with.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I can't agree more. Having worked in healthcare for a really long time and having to wear nothing but scrubs, I would always wear fun socks because I knew it was something that was just different. So for those of you listening, Julie is here to help. Her price points do not break the bank. If you need some support, she has a complimentary 30-minute session. She could sit with you and talk with you about what your needs are, where you are, whether or not you've had any surgery or not. If you're just, you're working from home and you're feeling blah because it's just not working for you right now, and how you're presenting yourself, anything like that at all. So we're really grateful for you, Julie. We'll make sure that we put the links for your Facebook page. I love your Facebook group. I'm definitely going to be joining that. Your website, and then also for your Pinterest, because you are going to have those boards on there to keep people current. So as always, thank you so much for taking the time. And this was amazing. And I can't wait to have my session with you. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's money well spent, folks. Money well spent. You cannot pay enough to just feel amazing and confident, honestly. And for those of you who have been through something similar like me, that's the first thing that goes out the door is part of the trauma that we go through, is that we just don't feel like the same person. So now it's time to create someone new and someone that you want to be in the future. So Julie, thank you again so very much for being here.
Thank you, Lori. It was really a pleasure and an honor to be here and talk to you and your people. So thank you so much. Had fun.